Welcome to the Daybreak Star Radio Network. Of course, our motto, what we stand for, 24/7, 365 here, coming to you from Seattle, the only radio network officially indigenized in the airways. And today we are thrilled to have a very special guest with us, a pivotal figure in Seattle's hip-hop scene, a respected MC, a community activist. He's not just a musician, he's a mentor. He's a visionary whose work has echoed through the streets of Seattle and beyond. Everyone, please welcome the one and only King Khazm.
How you doing, man?
Good, great to be here.
Well, I'm glad you join us. Really appreciate it. We'll step into it here. First, tell us, what drew you to hip hop? So let's get to know you a little bit. Like, what were some of your artists that were, your influences and inspired you to, pursue a career as an MC?
Certainly. Well, I essentially grew up around a lot of music. My family has a lot of just creativity between music and crafts and jewelry and all different types of kind of in the world of art and music. And so certainly grew up with a foundation in that. And I guess you could say early on I was really captivated by in particular hip hop. It just really spoke to me, the beats, the lyrics, the patterns, that just kind of the whole culture of hip hop. I started initially as a visual artist, a graffiti artist, aspiring comic book artist, and that was kind of my gateway into the creative realm. From there, got into kind of poetry and spoken word and emceeing or lyricism.
Can you, we're going to talk now about artistic vision. Can you please describe the moment or experience that made you decide to become a hip hop artist? And what was it about the culture and music that resonated with you the most?
I'm not sure if there was quite a defining moment. I guess you could say maybe as a precursor. I found out that my mother was not going to join me camping in the middle of a desert to dig for dinosaur bones, and so at that point I declared myself as an artist, and pretty much that was like I guess I was 4 or 5, and ever since then that was really kind of the central focus of my journey, is just the art. I don't know if it's stubbornness or just determination, but that's just kind of the journey that I've been on. I think there was, kind of an evolution between just poetry and street ciphers growing up, kind of in Seattle and South Seattle, and just the energy of spontaneity, freestyling, and what we call ciphers coming together, just impromptu get-togethers, and something about that connectivity and spirituality was really resonating with me. And then, that kind of evolved into performing on stages and different events. And so I don't know if there was any one particular defining moment, but, certainly, my appetite for performance grew for some of the early stages, straight out of high school and kind of late 90s, early 2000s era.
So I'm curious, how you've been doing hip hop for a long time now. How has your approach, or has it, your approach to writing and performing evolved over the years? Like, are there any particular rituals or practices that you use or follow to hone your talent?
That's a really great question. I think it just kind of varies, kind of depending on the inspiration or kind of the life experiences I'm kind of going through. A lot of times it's collaborative, and I really thrive from just connecting with others and working in a creative space. Other times where I'm doing more solo works, it just takes a lot of kind of life experiences to really kind of culminate to anything that I really want to speak on. I sometimes, and also kind of I wear multiple hats. So I'm I'm a music producer, beat maker. And so, sometimes there's a particular sound in my head that I want to expand on, and that kind of evolves into a concept or a theme. And then other times, I just have some words or some lyrics that I'm writing that kind of resonate. And interestingly, it's hard for me to write and do songs over my own productions. So it just kind of depends on kind of the atmosphere and what's going on. But yeah, there's a lot of different. I guess you could say there's no one particular way that I like to, I like to explore a lot of different methodologies and processes in the kind of creative realm and how I approach things.
One of my favorite topics of this conversation, community impact. I mean, people don't realize how important it is. You better go back and study up. You've been a significant figure in Seattle's hip hop scene for a long time. How important, in your own words, is the sense of community to you? And what ways do you try to give back and uplift others through your music for your fan base that are essentially looking up to you as a role model?
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, I really attribute music, art, and culture, and in particular hip hop, as really the platforms to keep me on a positive path, especially during a lot of struggles in life and a lot of challenges. I can really attribute hip hop as a grounding force. It is not just figuratively, but literally have kept me moving forward. And so, kind of through the evolution, I've always had a sense of like the value in what hip hop and music has done for me. And so, it's always been really important for me to do what I can to be part of the contributing of the kind of bringing the root of hip hop. I mean, hip hop is 50 years old, and it's going to continue to evolve and expand in these new directions. But really the root of it, the principles of peace, unity, love, and having fun, overcoming the negative to the positive were really foundational to, the roots of hip hop, and very much so the roots of what really kind of what I gravitated towards in the music and the culture, and all articulated in different ways, but kind of the essence of it is, having that creative outlet and expression to be able to kind of speak on your reality, which may look like a lot of different things. So giving back has always been something, not necessarily maybe I wasn't really thinking about it in that way, but I just, growing up, just always wanting to have that exchange. We have a saying, each one teach one. And so like, if I learn certain techniques or certain things on equipment, or maybe some of the younger homies don't have access to this certain equipment or facilities, I'll take time to share what I know. And it's just something really gratifying to see other people, being able to take that foundation and kind of advance upon it and really make it their own, and express their own individuality through kind of the writing techniques or the music or the evolution of their beats and stuff. And so, that looks a lot like a lot of different things, and just really kind of being able to support and give back in as many capacities as I'm able to is certainly something that I'm really passionate about, just simply because, hip hop saved my life. And so if I can do anything to kind of help steer people into self-exploration and kind of help them in their journey as little as I can, that's meaningful to me.
Well said. Thank you.
Definitely. So what have been some of the biggest challenges for you when it comes to, being an MC in hip hop and all of that? And how have you looked to overcome them?
Well, life is a beautiful struggle, and it's filled with a lot of ups and downs. And so certainly, the journey of an artist in general is a challenging one. And in particular a disabled artist, as a wheelchair user, there's just a lot of obstacles that I have to navigate. And, I don't really let things, hold me back from kind of pursuing my passion and working towards my vision and what I'm aspiring to do. And again, I don't know if that's just stubbornness or having the ability to wield things and really kind of move towards, my visions is something that I hold dearly. And I just, use it as use these struggles and these challenges as fuel to like keep me moving. We get kicked down so often in life and in society and all these different things, and it's important to really kind of have a grounding in kind of like perspective and how your outlook and how you're able to see things and find the gratitude in things. And so, in terms of like being an MC, like it's an interesting time that we're living in, with all these technological advances and things that are, it can be used as a tool or it can be used as a weapon. It just kind of depends on how you use it. And on one hand, accessibility is greater than it's ever been. I mean, in terms of being an independent artist and being able to, self-publish and distribute and market your own things, your own music, and not necessarily being at the mercy of a major corporation. It allows you a lot more freedom and flexibility to explore, your own sound and your own music, and then on the other hand, it's a lot of it's oversaturated in a lot of ways, and everybody is doing it, and so it's just really it's just about trying to carve your own lane and really be grounded in your sound and who you are, not necessarily try to appease what's trending or what's out there, but really try to like explore your own individuality and creativeness.
How would you describe your musical style and, the key messages you aim to communicate through your lyrics for your fan base and future fan bases?
Yeah, I don't know. I just maybe a true school hip hop head. I just when I say true school, I mean like really kind of true to the core and the roots. I certainly pay a lot of homage and kind of seeking a lot of the history and kind of recognizing where I come from and also using that as a bridge and a conduit to like support and nurture the future. And so for me, I like to just be true school with it, true to who I am, true to my people and who I am as an artist. I really like to just take some time to really reflect and think deeply in music and kind of incorporate some of that poetic nature in the lyrics and really try to give something that's maybe not quite as literal, but something that you can kind of interpret in different ways and really think a little bit more intently on. But I love music and I love to explore different things too. So it's a lot of different kind of sounds and vibes to the things that I produce and write to.
Nice. So what are some of the artists or producers that you've enjoyed collaborating with the most? Are there any dream collaborations you have in mind that you'd like to do in the
Certainly, no shortage of that. Yeah, I've been really, really like blessed to grow up in a city and a community that is just so rich with talent. So many different artists, producers, DJs, and turntablists, visual artists, and so over the course of the years, I've been able to collaborate with a lot of folks. In particular, Gabriel Teodros. a lot of folks from 500 Years. I worked with Afu Ra. I've worked on tracks a little bit more recently with Killer Priest from Wu-Tang Clan, Sadat X from Brand Nubian. List goes on and on, but it's just been really cool being able to connect, especially with a lot of people that I've looked up to, over the years. I've been inspired by being able to, get to know folks and collaborate with them, recently did a song with Planet Asia, and continuing to kind of foster new relationships and collabs. Abstract Root is definitely somebody that I really enjoy working with a lot in recent years. We've had a friendship for many, many years, and only until recently started kind of collaborating musically. But a lot of the folks from Project Blowed Camp and the LA Underground is certainly people I love connecting with.
Yeah, you just kind of, you just touched on it. We just kind of talked about the projects you're currently working on, and anything else that you want to share in terms of what your fans can expect and look forward to in the upcoming months?
New albums, what you got?
Yeah, well, I certainly work, as a solo artist as King Khazm. But one of the big things I've really been working on in this last year is a duo, myself and Jesse Kogita. We're known as Mid-Century Modern, and we just dropped a little 3-song demo called Stolen Moments late last year, and it did really good. It got really good reception and dozens of stations around the country, and did a little bit of charting, especially in college radio and independent radio, and so it's been really exciting working with Jesse and Mid-Century Modern, and we have our full-length album that we are gearing up to do a promotional tour, a 4-week tour in Europe, and then doing a West Coast tour this fall, in kind of anticipation of our brand new album called Cinema.
Nice.
So
that's exciting. That's big. That's huge that you're doing a European tour. It's great.
Yeah, really excited. We had a chance to kind of go there a couple times in the last couple of years, and kind of built a good network and support out there. And definitely excited about this upcoming tour.
That's big. It's a lot of artists' dreams, and they can't. A lot of artists just don't know how to pull it off or can't pull it off. And you doing a 4-week tour over there, that's pretty big. So props to you. Awesome.
Thank you.
So one last question we've got for you, and we always like to give this question as the last one, because here the future is the youth, and so we want to know what's your advice for the young people who are trying to break it into the hip hop industry, or just the music industry, or any industry for that matter. What would be your advice on them to just in general?
Yeah, that's a great question. Certainly education, we call the 5th element of hip hop knowledge. And really that knowledge is paramount to being able to advance yourself, and especially in terms of if you're trying to pursue it as a career, or really trying to take it to another level, like having education and really learning about the field that you're getting in, and what are the different aspects that how to really manage yourself, how to manage your time, how to manage your contacts, your relationships, being genuine with your relationships and authentic to who you are as an individual, as an artist, and really kind of just develop yourself as an artist, and really try to create that sound, like I said earlier, try not to really focus too much on like the trends or things that kind of come and go, because they do come and go, but good music lasts forever. And so making music that's resonates with you and that's good for you is ultimately going to be the the best thing, because, at the end of the day, if there's a lot of different things of what success can look like. And I think it's kind of important to know that. For me, it's not necessarily to be a mainstream artist or to have certain accolades. I really make music that speaks to me, or the kind of sound. And, I've been able to sustain myself, in the career, and it's been a beautiful thing. So I think just kind of having a sense of what your goals and what you're trying to work towards, and really, equip yourself with the education and the knowledge of how to get there, especially in these times that are, rapidly changing, with technology and AI and all these different kind of things. It can either be a distraction or a hindrance, or it can kind of equip you with tools. So I think keeping things in mind as we evolve into the future, how are you gonna, make your mark and pursue your passion, and you just don't give up. You keep doing it out of love, and you just keep moving forward.
Definitely. Awesome. Perfect advice. Well, we want to thank you so much for speaking with us. We really appreciate it. You're a legend here in Seattle. So, thank you. Everyone out there that's watching this interview, make sure you get to know King Khazm a little more. Go check out his website. It's kingkhazm.com, right? So
yep.
It's KINGKHAZM.com. So, all right. Thank you again. We appreciate it.
One love to Daybreak Star.